Welcome, friends, to Trexadecaphobia. It's Friday the 13th. And the number 13 goes back quite a bit in superstition. There are some hotels that skip the 13th floor of the hotel. They'll go 12 and they'll go 14 and skip the 13th floor. There are some aircraft that have the 13th row missing. So nobody can sit in the 13th row. The 13th row doesn't exist on some aircraft. There are some people who just don't do anything associated with the number 13. Friday the 13th also has a lot of historical, shall we say, weight to it. Historically, we know Jesus had 13 people at the Last Supper. Didn't work out too well for him. He was also crucified on a Friday. That's two strikes, not very good. The Knights Templar was apparently rounded up on Friday the 13th, 1307, long, long, long time ago, and they executed a whole bunch of people on Friday the 13th. Now, going back, there's been a lot of fact checking on the Knights Templar story, and some people believe it wasn't really Friday the 13th, but it grew up in legend that it was Friday the 13th. But coordinating a mass execution on Friday the 13th probably not a good thing to do either way. But however, Hollywood has made this even worse, as we know through the Friday the 13th movies, and people are just wired now into thinking that Friday the 13th is unlucky. But I've actually read some studies that say accidents actually decrease on Friday the 13th because people are more conscious, they're more careful. Some people don't go to work, they just take the day off sick and lay in bed all day. Sometimes I don't blame them with the traffic around here, but yeah, so a lot of people have more relaxed attitude on Friday the 13th. They do less on Friday the 13th, and it's actually a safer environment on Friday the 13th because people have in the back of the mind this is unlucky day, so they're a little more careful about everything. That being said, if something does go wrong on Friday the 13th, like your pet dies, your girlfriend breaks up with you, someone runs into the back of your car, whatever crazy stuff is out there that's going to happen today, I'm sorry if it happened to you, cognitive bias kicks in. As humans, we look for a pattern, we look for a reason, we look to work out why something happened, and there's a really good scapegoat out there called the date. Yeah. So we look at the date. Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th. That's why that crazy person ran into the back of my car. That's why the dog died. That's why my girlfriend broke up with me. It's Friday the 13th. It's not, it hasn't got anything to do with any of those things whatsoever. But you're looking for a scapegoat through your cognitive bias, and you're just yeah, pin it on the date. It's Friday the 13th. That's why I dropped my coffee. That's why Starbucks messed up my order. Whatever happened, that is what happened because it's Friday the 13th. It's an easy scapegoat. The date isn't going to come back at you and say, no, it's not me, it's you, or they're not going to blame somebody else. You can just say, oh yeah, it's Friday the 13th. Why should anything good happen? My Friday the 13th? Yeah, it's been a rough day, I have to say. But I also have to say that Thursday the 12th was rough. I also have to say that Wednesday was rough. And I also have to say that Tuesday was rough. So zooming out and looking at the bigger picture, Friday the 13th wasn't any worse than any other day. In fact, I did notice on my way to work, there were far less cars on the road and the parking lot was basically empty at work when I got there, unusual, and the gym was pretty deserted for the first like half hour because a lot of people on Friday the 13th are being more risk aware. They've been more careful. They've been, slow with their driving. They're more careful when they get up. Everything's going to be more careful, more conscious of what they're doing. And because of that, there's actually less problems on Friday the 13th. It's actually a good day to do things. So I'm sorry if you guys had bad luck on Friday the 13th, but I have to say, it's not the date. It's just the randomness of the universe. And of course, you have to think about this the other way. If there's no such thing as bad luck on Friday the 13th, then there's probably no such thing as good luck as well. Think about that. There's no such thing as bad luck. So if there's no such thing as bad luck, there's no such thing as good luck. It's all just a series of completely chaotic, random events. And some of these things in the past we can't really prove. We can't really prove how many people were at the Last Supper, or we can't really prove that Jesus was crucified on Friday. We can't really prove a lot of those things. But what we can say is that sometimes really bad things happen because the world is purely and simply very random in the way it arranges things. So, what is your Friday the 13th experience? Leave a comment down there. Don't forget to like and share with your friends, and I will read through the comments and talk to you again real soon. Take care.